Hey YouTube, it's James from the Wyvern Watch here. Just wanted to do another deck profile. This time I've chosen to do my Crystal Beast deck. Another favourite of mine. I've actually only recently put the deck together, but very much enjoyed sort of the artwork and the play style of Crystal Beast. Very much a fun deck really. It did see a bit of meta play for a little while, but by no means is this a meta contender deck or anything. It's just for a good fun, bit of fun. Tested it with a couple of friends recently, and you know, it's not going to win every game, but honestly it's such a good laugh when you get some of the plays off. Definitely worth picking up if you're a casual player. Let's get straight into it, shall we? First card in the main deck, of course, is one of the newer ones out of the structure deck. So this is Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. What I'll probably do is just read through some of the newer cards, and some of the older ones more than likely you'll be familiar with. But if this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can have it placed face up in your spell and trap card zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. So that's a standard effect, of course, on Crystal Beasts. You can use each of the following effects of Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon once per turn. When an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Great effect. You can banish this card, treat it as a continuous spell, special summon one level 4 or lower Crystal Beast monster from your deck, but negate its effects. And if you do, add one ultimate crystal monster from your deck to your hand. So overall, it's a game changer for Crystal Beast. I can't see any reason why you wouldn't play it at 3. But I think some people are playing it at 2, I'm sure they are, but I'm choosing, of course, to play 3. This card is always a 3 of, I think, in any other list that I've seen. This is Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, of course. Fantastic artwork. I went for the speed duel version on this one, but just because it was in secret rare, and I just think the shine on the secret rare makes it pop really nicely. I know the so the OG card is also a secret rare, I think, but they're a little bit on the pricier side. But yeah, 3 Sapphire Pegasus. I went for 2 Crystal Carbuncle, Ruby Carbuncle even. Just because its main effect is obviously more suitable, you know, easier to use than some of the other effects. But with the rest of the Crystal Beasts, I have gone 1 each. So of course we've got an Amber Mammoth, Amethyst Cat, Cobalt Eagle, Topaz Tiger, and Emerald Tortoise. So if you've played Crystal Beast, you'll know how important it is to get access to these, whether they're on your field, of course, or in the graveyard. Doesn't really matter, but you need to get them to the graveyard as soon as. So, you know, the effects where you need 7 of them in order to special summon one of the ultimate monsters, ultimate crystal monsters. You know, obviously Sapphire Pegasus will count, Ruby Carbuncle will count, and Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. So there's actually 8 different monsters that will qualify there. And you've got 2 of them as 3 offs, 1 of them as 2 off, and then of course the 5 singular ones in front of you there. Now, also out of the structure deck, I'm also playing 2 Crystal Masters. Now, this card's up for debate. When I've been playing with it, obviously, when you use it as a pendulum in your pendulum scales, it can take up, well, it does take up one of your spell trap card zones, of course, which are very, very in demand in this deck. But if you get it after you've got the ultimate crystal monster on the field, you can put it in your pendulum scale, of course, and it just means that ultimate crystal monsters or Crystal Beast cards I control, you know, your opponent can't target them. So that's a great effect. But you can also tribute this as a monster card and add 1 ultimate crystal monster or Crystal Beast monster or Crystal Beast spell and trap from deck to hand. So I just thought it's too useful not to have, but like I say, it is in testing, so we'll see how that goes. Also, again, you can't play it without Rainbow Dragon. I've gone for 2. Again, I've gone for the speed duel version on this one just because I like the secret rare primarily. But Rainbow Dragon's been around a long time, and you want to see this card as soon as possible, again, so you can go into your ultimate crystal monsters. I'm also playing, just as a bit of a giggle, just the one Slifer the Sky Dragon, because it is very easy to get some monsters on the field in this deck. It is easy to sort of swarm the field a little bit, and if you get prime opportunity, I know you probably wouldn't play this if you were going for the meta side of things, but I've chosen to add Slifer the Sky Dragon just for a little bit of fun. On to spells. So, as you'd expect, there are a few 3-ofs. So, Crystal Bond is no new card to the Crystal Beast deck lists. Again, I won't go through it all. You can obviously pause if you'd like to read the effects on these cards. But these are the older ones. I've just got the ultimate rare one from the structure deck. Also, Rainbow Bridge, of course. Too good not to have. 3-of course, on again on this card. Just simply adding a crystal, spell or trap from deck to hand. Very, very simple, but too good not to have. But this card, however, again straight out of the structure deck, is the one to have. Now this is a brilliant card. During your main phase, you can you can normal summon one Crystal Beast monster in addition to your normal summon or set. Already brilliant. You can only gain this effect once per turn, of course. You can only use each of the following effects of Rainbow Bridge of the Heart once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy one Crystal Beast card you control or in your hand, and if you do, add one crystal, spell, trap from your deck to your hand. And then if a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell trap card zone, even during the damage step, you can target one card your opponent controls, return both that card and this card to the hand. It's a continuous spell, guys, so honestly, it changes the game and how you play Crystal Beast, but really, really nice one. In my opinion, a must-have at 3. I was really hoping this one was going to come in at higher rarity, but this is Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. I think this is right at 2. Obviously, quick play spell, but reveal one ultimate crystal monster in your hand, then activate one of these effects. If you control an ultimate crystal monster, you can activate one or two of the effects in sequence instead. And sorry, have I read that right? Yeah, that's right. You can activate one or two of these effects in sequence instead. You do not have to reveal a monster. Take one Rainbow Bridge card or one Rainbow Refraction from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard, or special summon one Crystal Beast monster card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and or spell and trap card zone. So straight away, it's taking, primarily you can either dump Rainbow Refraction from deck to graveyard, so you can use its effect later, or potentially special summon one of your monsters from the spell and trap card zones, making it an actual Crystal Beast monster as opposed to a Crystal Beast card, so you can use it to summon your ultimate crystal monsters. Another new one in the latest set, this is a 2-of with Golden Rule. Again, a brilliant card, equip card on this occasion. And it's also always treated as a crystal card, so it can be searched very, very simply. Place 2 Crystal Beast monsters from your deck face up in your spell and trap card zone as continuous spells. Then special summon one Crystal Beast monster from your hand or graveyard with a different name to those cards. So straight away you're digging for 2 fresh Crystal Beast monsters and then special summoning from your hand or graveyard. Brilliant. And if you do, equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. You can only activate one Golden Rule per turn. So it just gains access to those 1-ofs very, very quickly. I also like to play the one Ancient City. In fact, I'll just go through the 1-offs. So you've got one Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, old card, but again, I still like it. We've got Crystal Beacon, Crystal Promise, and Crystal Abundance. And last but not least, I am also actually running at one Foolish Burial Goods just to get that the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation into your grave, which is actually what the card I meant earlier when we were describing Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. So I think I might have messed up there a little bit, but you get the idea. It's the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation that you would want to send to your graveyard if you get the chance to. But yeah, they're all nice spells and all quite situational, hence why they're all 1-ofs, and they're all searchable. So very, very simple to get to. Nothing too much to go through there. On to traps. So, again, a few older ones that you're more than likely familiar with. So I've got Ultimate Crystal Magic, which just helps summoning the Ultimate Crystal monsters. Fairly simple stuff. Crystal Conclave, again at 2. I think I'll bring these over here because then I've got Crystal Miracle as well. And obviously Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, which is what I was mentioning before. Just see if you can organise those so you can actually see what's going on there. Yeah, again, all fairly older ones, but I won't go through every effect. But it's you know, if you need to pause, and again you can just read the effects. But those are the ones I use. I tried not to use too many traps in this deck because obviously you don't want to clog your zones, but I think 5 is okay. You're probably going to use 1 at a time on average, I would say. On to the extra deck then. The extra deck, I find you're not going to go into an awful lot because the primary target is obviously to get to the Ultimate Crystal monsters. And Rainbow Overdragon, of course. But so these are the 2 big boys. I only run 1 a piece. If you've got to 1 or either of these in the game, the chances are you're going to win it. But the newer one, of course, is the Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive. So it must be special summoned from the extra deck. During a duel, you special summoned an Ultimate Crystal monster by banishing the above monsters from the field and or graveyard. So this is where you need your Ultimate Crystal monster and you also need your 7 Crystal Beasts available, whether they be in the graveyard or on the field, of course. The Rainbow Dragon in the main deck, of course, will count as an Ultimate Crystal card. So you can, once you've summoned that out, then you can start looking at getting access to this. And then while 7 or more of your Crystal Beast monsters with different names are banished, this card gains 7,000 attack. 7,000. It's already got 4,000. If this card has not battled this turn, quick effect, you can tribute this card, shuffle as many cards on the field as possible into the deck, and if you do, special summon any number of your banished Crystal Beast monsters. So if the opponent does find a way to target and perhaps get rid of your Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive, you can chain its effect, quick effect, because it probably won't have battled at that point, and special summon all your Crystal Beast monsters back. So, you know, amazing stuff. But 11,000 attack points on 1 monster, absolute nuts. But why wouldn't you run it? And then it's really just personal preference as to what else you run in your extra deck. So I'll start with the Link monsters. There's a few of these. So Cherubini, really that's only there to get one of your level 3 monsters from deck to graveyard. So it just allows you to dump that extra component if you need it. I've got 2 Cross Sheep. I've got 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Nightmare Griffin, so gone for the full Nightmare package on that. We've also got 1 Sayuja and 1 Ultimate Goddess of the Closed World. Obviously the little play where obviously you can go to Nightmare on your opponent's turn is all very good. Got those in that way. And a few XYZ monsters as well. So we've got Tornado Dragon, one of my staples really for my extra decks, assuming I'm running some level 4s. Number 41 Baguska even. An older one, of course, Diamond Dire Wolf. Heartland, number 82 Heartland Draco, and number 38 Hope Harbinger. I love this card, by the way. I don't know, and I appreciate it's an older one and not very good, to be fair. But you know, for decks that we know are going to have continuous spells on the board, it's a bit of a no-brainer, assuming you're running some level 4s, of course. Hope Harbinger, I don't go into it that much because obviously it requires 2 level 8s, but it's there if it's just as an option. Tornado Dragon, like I say, one of my staples in for many of my decks. There's also a few tokens here that are straight out of the structure deck that I just chose to include in there just in case they need it. So guys, that is the deck profile. I appreciate you spending the time to go through it all. Like I say, it's very much a fun deck. It's just one of my favourites in terms of artwork. I mean, this guy, of course, look at him. I've got the playmat for this guy as well, and honestly, it doesn't half pop on the playmat as well. But a cracking looking card. I'm sure it'll probably come out in a higher rarity at some point. And this one just really does help the main deck an awful lot as well. So I just thought once the structure deck came out, that's it. I'm going to put it all together. Guys, that's it from me. Obviously, we're still a fledgling channel. We're gaining subscribers very slowly, but I appreciate the ones that have taken the time to hit that subscribe button and following my content. Like I said before, very much a fledgling channel. Do subscribe if you like the sort of format of the profiles. If you've got any questions, do feel free to comment. I've been trying to reply to as many as I can. There's not loads on there, so I've been able to give a little bit of advice to some of the viewers. But like I say, I'm no expert, but for the decks that I've profiled so far, I'm very familiar with. And like I say, if you're struggling, feel free to shout out. Guys, again, once again, thank you very much indeed, and we'll catch you on the next profile.